because the very next day was a new year, a new beginning, and the sun rose. And essentially, other than God, or if you wanted to say magic, I rose with the sun, I planted my feet firmly on the ground, and I said, this is not how my story is going to end. And that was the day that I began to fight.
Fantastic, fantastic. That's an incredibly fast turnaround, and you began at that point to go on this amazing journey of exercise, which has brought you to many places, and it started in a rather humble way. How athletic were you that morning when you woke up and said, I decided to do this? You knew exercise was the thing. Were you much of an athlete at that point?
Absolutely not. I was a newly single mom who could hardly care for herself. I couldn't cut up my daughter's meat. This left arm was basically rendered useless. In order to move it, I picked it up with my right arm. And so I started very slowly. It wasn't actually until February that I went to my movement disorder specialist. I moved from a general neurologist to MDS, which everyone with Parkinson's needs to do because they're specialists. They specialize in movement disorders. And Dr. Joseph Jankovic with Baylor College Medicine, world-renowned physician, told me to start moving because exercise was the only thing proven to slow the progression. And I thought, that's something I can control. Out of this chaotic disease that is uncontrollable, I can control that. So I began going to the track, my old high school track, and yes, I was athletic as a teenager, but, I was 37 at that time, and, I worked out, I was, but I was relatively thin, I was down to 100 pounds from my divorce, so I didn't have a lot of strength or stamina, but I did what I could. And I would walk the bleachers very slowly, holding the rail for as long as I could. Started off doing 5 up and down. Ended up getting to the point of doing 3 different exercises, 30 bleachers, and I would run the track. And I got to the point where running a lap on the track, I was 10 seconds off from my best high school time. And so from there, I began entering little races. And it was in the fall of 2015 that I entered my first obstacle course race.
And what motivated you to do that? Why an obstacle course race?
So when you get diagnosed with a non-curable disease, not everybody, I guess, is like this, but for me, when I was diagnosed with a non-curable disease, I took it upon myself to think of it as a challenge, and a challenge that I wanted to break or beat. And so a mud run had never even seemed at all plausible, but suddenly that's a challenge I haven't never done. I have no idea what I'm doing, and it sounds like it's a lot of fun. So I went to my gym at the time where I was working out, and on a Sunday, and I decided I probably need to do a pull-up. So I attempted my first pull-up, and I pulled up 5 times in a row, and I got down, and I thought, that was relatively easy. And so I went to my daughter's elementary playground and started playing on the jungle gym. And I posted a couple of videos online, and people started commenting, "You look like an American Ninja Warrior." And that became my next challenge. And I looked around on the internet, and no one with Parkinson's had ever attempted American Ninja Warrior. So that became a new challenge.
So so you look and you see no one has tried it, but that's without getting into all the details of it, how do you get on the show?
So you have to apply. There's a online form that I filled out, and then I shot a video. It had to be 3 minutes telling why they should pick me to be on American Ninja Warrior. And so I just told them my story and said, you know, I don't know what I'm doing, but I've got one thing that no other ninjas have, and that is determination. And American audience saw that in 2016.
And up next, one of the most inspirational athletes you'll ever meet. This is Allison Toepperwein from Columbus, Texas.
I got the call, I competed, and they put me on the show.
How nerve-wracking was it to be there? Because that set is pretty intimidating.
You know, I was so naive to the whole process. I only trained for 4 months. I had no idea what I was doing. And so it was the wonderment of it all. I just took it all in. I knew whatever is meant to be, God will see me through. And I just didn't want to hurt myself. And, you know, the rest is history.